Hey gang, welcome. We are figuring out what to do day by day here as we wait for Strixhaven to arrive on Arena. That's going to happen for the first time in like 6 days I forget the exact date, but next Wednesday, basically there'll be a preview streamer event where streamers get access to Strixhaven on Arena a day early, and we get to stream and have a big blast with that. Really fun day to explore a new format with chat on Watsy's Dime. That's a sponsored thing where they let me have a God account for a day and then take it away from me cruelly at the end of the day and make me go back to nothing except a pile of gems and gold that I use to draft the new set and build it up slowly over time until we 4x it. That's what we have done with Kaldheim on our main account. That's why I'm actually over here playing on a side account right now. I'm saving my main. I'm just playing main account standard and building up gold on it until Strixhaven releases at this point. And Cube, while I'm better than the average bear at Cube, it's still net negative EV for me. So I feel like I might as well drain one of my side accounts if I'm going to go down a little bit in gems. Because as Cube, you don't get to keep the cards. There's no collection building. It's just an experience. So I figure we will build up our stores on the main account and drain some over here on the side account. It's also pretty healthy with the 30K gold. I'm going to keep using gems because they did announce a new Arena Open, a limited open. So there's going to be another sealed open, this time Strixhaven. And assuming the buy-ins are the same, gold was a cheaper buy-in, but it was 22,500 to buy in with gold. So I have been storing up gold so that I have the bankroll for that when it arrives. And if you got a bankroll for paper, you're going to most efficiently spend it at cardkingdom.com. They've got an incredible inventory, great prices, unbeatable buy prices. If you're selling cardboard, you really ought to start with Card Kingdom and then see if anybody can beat your most expensive stuff on a card-by-card basis. But if you're trying to get rid of a whole bunch of cardboard and turn it into cash or credit resources, you're truly not going to do better than cardkingdom.com. And if you do any of those transactions after using my affiliate link in the panels down below in the show notes in YouTube or in chat here, then you're going to see that they are incredible and they are going to help keep me on the air when you support me through those means. So please do that. I like that a lot. If you would, thank you. Let's see. Oh yeah, the sealed open is, I remember it's on May 8th because that's my daughter's birthday. And so I'm going to be telling her, sit down, I got work to do. Hopefully I'll just qualify on the 8th really quickly and then enjoy my daughter's birthday. I will have my priorities straight on that day, I promise. So anyway, let's jump in here again using gems, and I'll hop to the draft view. So it's best of 3 cube. I don't know what kind of queue health this particular queue has. We'll see how fast it takes for us to find 7 others. Well, pretty quickly so far. Although we were first in, it looks like. I won't stream that like last time. Oh, the open. I may change my plan there. Maybe I'll stream it if I make day 2, and I won't bother streaming day 1. I don't know. I'll think about it again. I really did like not having the pressure of being an entertainer while trying to be an aspirational Magic player, but I also understand that people want to see my efforts at aspirational Magic play, so it's a trade-off. Every time I'm Cube now, I look in the upper left corner at some mythic. I'm like, yes, we opened a... Oh, yeah, right. It's Cube. We opened a lot of mythics. Maybe we should check and see if this is as busted in Cube as it is in Kaldheim draft. I mean, this card is just silly. Have you read it? Like, I think maybe I will start there, see how it goes. Yeah, it's so splashable, right? I mean, you just foretell it and then wait a million years for your one white source and spit out a bazillion angels. And it can be a top end of an aggressive approach. It can be the finisher in your control deck. You just leave this in exile until you're ready. Do recompense, throwing shade at white. I've heard white aggro is kind of the place to be in this cube. I haven't played it a ton, but certainly white aggro is the type of strategy that a lot of other players don't want to do. But I'm going to take it. I think I want to be the one casting the Wraths and then dropping this for 5 angels after, but we'll see how it goes. I think we took Valky second yesterday. Valky's really great, and we could consider that again. Stonecoil Serpent goes in anything, but is not a super control card. You take Declaration in Stone. Do we have sweepers here? Did I miss a sweeper? What sweeper am I missing? Or are you just saying look out for it from here? I'm with you on that. Boy, this is the thing with Cube. You can take anything. Like, what do you want to take? You can almost justify taking anything here. Except maybe like Thermo Alchemist doesn't seem like it does much with where we're at. Valky just feels like the most powerful thing to do. Tajik is interesting if we want to make this the top end of aggro, but this is Boros aggro. I'm not ready to commit to a 2-color aggressive approach out of the gate. I think maybe I'll take Declaration in Stone. Nah, we'll probably wheel that. It's not that great. You like this Lily? I'm going to take Valky. That was my instinct. Oh yeah, Serpent. But Valky is another top-end control card, or I like what Valky represents in terms of taking a control approach here. We'll see where we end up, but it's at least a start. Mangara the Diplomat. This one seems out of place. I don't know. Has anybody seen this do much? Street Rage seems to like it. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and Planeswalker control, draw a card. I suppose this is pretty good against holding back aggro. But if they're not but it could also just be this 2/4 lifelink for 4 that seems underwhelming. Where do we want to be? Yeah, this is interesting. We take Woe Strider and end up kind of where we were last time. Grasp of Darkness is interesting, but I think, yeah, maybe Grasp keeps us on this control path. And certainly last time I was having trouble due to lack of interaction. I'll take a Grasp and stick somewhat to the start here. But I don't know. Take Cold Steel Heart here. Well, we got one Planeswalker, but I don't think we need to take Apparition in pursuit of it right now. I like a ramp and fix. I don't know. Anytime if I'm trying to be control-y and there's a 2-mana rock, I'm pretty cool with that. I think we take this and try to lean harder into a control shell. Could move into blue for that. We'll see what comes our way. Like, this is not the white we're looking for, really. Unless we end up, pivoting how we're approaching things. Is there anything else we would want here? This is a cool plan to build around. Yeah, the green has been flowing. We could try to take a green card. Negate is control-y. Ram Through or Plane-Wide Celebration are cards that could be part of a control strategy. Same with Wilt with the cycling even. I bet this wheels, though. These tend to go late-ish. But Esper Control is interesting. I'll take the Negate. But maybe I'm supposed to be paying attention to this green flowing. The thing is, Ram Through isn't good in our deck yet, and I don't think I want to commit to a Plane-Wide, and nothing else is really there for me. So let's take Negate. as at least being in that control realm I'm talking about. And then maybe we take Doom Foretold early here and make it a Doom Foretold style deck. That could work. Wheel of Prophetic Prism, maybe. Maybe not going to count on that. Would like this pathway too. But I'm into try Doom Foretold here. Yeah, Prism is a thing. It's not ramp. But I'm going to take the fun card. We'll see. I don't want this to not wheel. Hanged Executioner could be part of white control. You could take a Mirari's Wake, green-white, but this really wants a lot of creatures, and we're not really doing that. Warrant Warden qualifies as a control card, but I think, yeah, at that point, I'd rather just have the Executioner. Well, it's a fun card in the sense that it takes some work, right? You don't just throw this in a deck and have it be good without looking, right? That's what I mean by fun. We got to work a little, make this do its thing. Icy Manipulator, Blood Chief's Thirst, and Seal Away all suggest we are at least in a reasonable lane. I really love these removal spells, but I'm enamored by the Manipulator because we are in some Wrath colors. I don't know, is there a black? There's a couple of black sweepers, right? But if we go for the Manipulator and we get some sweepers, we're going to be able to force them to commit to the board. But Blood Chief's Thirst, yeah, is pretty darn good. Let's take it. I really want a Manipulator, but I think Blood Chief's Thirst has that flexibility we're looking for. We can pick off something quick and cheap if they are aggro, and we can get their big Planeswalker if they're in control, right? Yeah, so Crippling Fear is what I was talking about, trying to pick up. And it's in the, I forgot that it was in the opener. What did we take to start Starnheim? I didn't really look closely at the rest of the pack, but this is fine. Rob says Icy's too slow. It's a little slow these days. You're not wrong about that, but I don't know if it's too slow. And the Declaration did wheel. I almost took that early, but then decided not to. Crawling Barrens is a good card to have post-Wrath, but I think Declaration in Stone is pretty good. Although we have picked up, I mean, I'm often behind on removal, but we have Crippling Fear, Doom Foretold, Hanged Executioner, Grasp, and Blood Chief's Thirst, so maybe I can take the Baron. Oops, did I get it? I tried to take the Barons, but then I think I misclicked. Oops. Goof grab. Oh, well. Pretend we have a Barons. Well, Mangara came back. I tried to take the Barons. I just was a little slow. Maybe Essence Scatter. I don't think we're playing any of this, so might as well take the chance that we backdoor into some blue. Blood for Bones, pretty combo-y in ways that we're not really doing. We'll take an Inscription of Insight, and if we get full-on Espery, we'll maybe play it. Plane-wide Celebration. I was looking at that early. Yeah, we don't have much white yet, it's true. We don't have, what do we have at all? I'm glad this Pathway came back. It's really going to help with this Valky, if we want to play that. I don't think we're playing this. So here's a sweeper. I think we should just take the sweeper. Birth of Meletus. Observe that white wasn't particularly open there, but it's cube. You don't need it to be super open. You just needed people to not be in your plan. And I think that's where I'm at. Yeah, Birth of Meletus is pretty good with the Doom Foretold, but we're gonna see if we can wheel that. I think I gotta take Realm Cloaked. Epiphany also interesting, but have my eye out for sweepers, and there was one, so let's do it. Luris was a first pick last time we drafted Cube on stream, or one of the last times, and that was good. Yeah, we probably just want the white-black duel, or do we want to get into some of this blue? Not real treasure map. Basically treasure map or duel, but we have pretty good playables. Let's take fixing. This would help with the blue if we wanted to get that blue a little more shored up. What does it cost us to take this? A takedown, a vessel, which isn't really what we're doing. Sky Cave Shade, which is a fine finisher for this type of deck. but this feels, in terms of its job for the deck, it's fine. Like, right? Like it can't block, though. This is a control deck. We're trying to make a control deck, and this can't block. So really, its job is to finish the game post Wraths. And we have Realm Cloak Giant come down after a Wrath. We have the wherever Starnheim, right? So I'm going to take the fixing. Yeah, it is endless sack to doom. That's a fair point. Let's see if it comes back around. I think it might even wheel. I don't know who. It's not a card that fits in just any deck. Yeah, Remorse is a fun control card, but if we want to continue to play the Doom Foretold, we could take a Laptop Reaver. We could take History of Benalia that, you know, can spit out 2 knights, and then you can kill it to the Doom Foretold. It's a little aggro, though. I don't know. It doesn't fit quite great in a control shell. You want the Maul? Let's take the Agonizing Remorse. I bet we wheel the Laptop. I'm going to take the Remorse. Interesting. Shark Typhoon. That's a control finisher, but there's Heartless Act. Concealed Courtyard. I think we try to wheel this dual land. And I'm pretty tempted by this Typhoon. And we are starting to pick up the tools. We don't have great tools yet. This would be getting a white-blue duel here. Maybe we'll wheel one of these duels. I'm going to risk the Typhoon, though. Yeah, I know. I know that Reaver is only one thing, but it leaves something behind. That's all. This could be a recursive Doom Foretold thing, but yeah, Angel is more what we're doing, right? Let's see, this isn't the right dual land anyway, and we're not a Bastion deck, so really it's whether or not we think Scrounger. Scrounger has some potential with Doom Foretold, but yeah, it's another same thing. Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit out of place in what the deck is trying to do, unless you're specifically trying to combo it with Doom Foretold. We'll take the Angel, though. I'll just let it time out there and take the Angel. Another Angel we could take, quite a control card if they don't have the tools to deal with it. But I think we need to just take a Hallowed Fountain over a Skittering Surveyor. Platinum is an interesting tool that I would like to have in this deck, but more than even having Platinum Angel, I'd like to play blue. So yeah, we take blue-black duel here, but this enters untapped. I think I'm going to hedge towards the one that enters untapped. It's only that we're best of 3, Rach. Like, you can bring Platinum Angel in against people who aren't playing the removal suite to do anything about it, and then it's like, then you kind of just get there, right? Fae of Wishes is interesting, but Solendi Vision is, I think, more interesting. I'm going to take the Vision. If you wanted the Fae, I don't blame you. I was a little torn there, and I went with one. Waker of Waves. Yeah, Folio, another one. I didn't even mention it, but that's completely reasonable, too. Splans, though, hard to argue with Splans, just Value Town. Angel of Invention, less of a thing for us. I don't know. If you wanted the Angel there, I guess it's a win con. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'd rather almost try and win with Talrand, although Castle Vantress is a little more appealing. I'm going to take it. Takedown is nice sight here. We can still do them all if we want. Heck, we can still do the tutelage. Harvester of Souls, not really. I mean, whenever another non-token creature dies, we draw a card, so we can harvest Wrath and do that. But we'll take that tutelage and see, maybe. Hey, Concealed Courtyard came back. Witch of the Moors, pretty solid with lifelink, but we're just going to take fixing. So happy to get some fixing there. Expertise, I don't think makes the main here, but we'll throw that in the board and think about it. Maybe Null Priest was a consideration, but I was thinking less creature heavy. And now we get a Doomscar, a Nightmare Shepherd, and Eldest Reborn, but I'm going to take the duel. Sorry, take the Wrath. Second Wrath. I mean, that's what I was calling for. Third Wrath, if you count Crippling Fear as a Wrath, which it could be, we'll see, but Doomscar is where I want to be. Are we controlling enough to drop Ulamogs in a million turns? Let's look for something else. This is pretty... Savite Triome or Blood Crypt helps with the Valky. But this does it all. We should just take the Triome over the Blood Crypt because all three of these colors are relevant. Massacre Worm is an interesting sweeper that we could take on here, and doesn't look like there's much else competing with it. Gravebreaker is whatever. Charming Prince would help curve-wise, but Worm, especially, maybe when we start it, we could even start it in the board. But boy, when Worm is good, it's amazing. This is good against us. Fatal Push, solid pinpoint removal. Lyra Dawnbringer is a nice post Wrath, and this just beats red handily. But I love the Gear Hulk here too, right? Both of these are interesting control cards. I think I'm going to go Gear Hulk for the removal component, but Lyra's tempting. Heliod's Intervention. I bet this wheels. I'm going to take Poison the Cup. Dragon Skull Summit, also interesting, but I think Poison the Cup's where we want to be here. Giant Killer. Languish for the sweeper. I guess I'll just keep taking sweepers. Bontu is pretty good. Killer is very good. Skyclave Apparition right on plan, but we do have a Godless Shrine and a Pathway. Probably Pathway would be the land we would take. I guess we have enough. Yeah, at this point, if we really want to play the blue, I should probably just take another duel. This is a great card, and I want it, but we have this job, and we have a good deck brewing. Let's just take the fixing so we can cast our stuff. Casket for cheaper, Casket or Acquisition Expert for cheaper stuff. Vraska's Contempt for more pinpoint. Let's see, look at our curve. Vraska's Contempt is a little expensive, but it's good to have, Planeswalker answers when you don't have a ton in your main. Like we have one, where's that? The Blood Chief's Thirst can get Planeswalkers too, but it's not certain enough that. And here we're going to take a Fetid Pools. More cast in help. Eliminates fine, but we do have that job pretty well filled, and we want to make sure we're doing the land. Yeah, you like the Eliminate hat. I'm going to keep taking lands and try to get these spells cast. Blood Crypt showing up here. I like over Clarion, over this aggro white stuff to continue. Ooh, and lay claim this late. We got cuts. That's good. Not really doing any of this. Green was a perfectly wide open lane and Sphinx of Foresight. Wow. Maybe I'll go take a nap while you all make the tough cuts here. Oh, good. We took so many lands, we don't actually have that many cuts. That makes me feel good. In fact, if we move our takedown And our Celundi Vision over there can probably reduce our land by at least 1. Before I split it, though, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. This is 19. Could probably cut, again, 1 land. I think 18 with a couple of splans is okay. And yeah, maybe we didn't get there on Doom Foretold. So I'm willing to let that go. We tried. Now it gets tough, though. Maybe we cut the tutelage and say this isn't how we're trying to win. You like cutting the worm. I was looking at worm and crippling fear as like cards that are very specifically good against smaller creature approaches. So we could cut those and bring them in when we know they're going to be excellent. Yeah, whale is reasonable too. Just kind of does a similar job really to the Massacre Worm in terms of stopping a go wide weenie approach, but this does it worse. So I could see cutting that. How do we win? We wrath and play. I mean, we win on A Million Angels. We win on Massacre Worm attacking after it destroys everything. We win with their best thing. We win with a 7/7 attacking after a Wrath, or a Gear Hulk menacing through, or Shark Typhoons in the. I mean, just like, so many ways to win. Tybalt, yeah. I'm not concerned about winning. I actually like the question, what's our card draw? Because that's how we lose, is that we fall behind and don't make up for the attrition battle with only the Inscription of Insight being our card draw and really Celundi Vision. So that part is not great, I acknowledge, but that's sometimes happens when you get into a black-white control shell and the blue is light. Yeah, Sphinx gives some selection. But I think we're close here. Probably, let's cut Crippling Fear. You like the whale back? Yeah, poison. A little bit of card selection there. Massacre Worm, if it doesn't do if -2/-2 them doesn't do a lot, at least it's a 6/5. You know, it has a floor of being a really overpriced common. Or not even an overpriced common. It has the floor of being a common that doesn't really belong in cube, but if it's doing its thing, it's among the best cards in your deck. Very swingy card depending on what your opponent is up to, but we can start it in the main and decide. Yeah, it's true. It also turns creature death into just extra damage. So Executioner, another fair one to consider. I like that it's, on turn 3, you get 2 chumpers at the very least, or 1 chumper and then 1 killer. Yeah, exile can matter. Let's try this. Let's try this and just make sure our colors are decent. So we have on blue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the current. That's a lot, although we do have this Sphinx that we're looking at. White is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I still like Heart for being ramp and fixing. Yeah, I want to be casting 6s and 7s a turn early. That seems real good. And then black is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 9, 9, 8. I think we need more black and less blue. So I would at least start with making it 9, 9, 8 the other way. And possibly like 10, 9, 7 and drop the blue a little further. Although we do have 2 drops. It's fairly even. I guess 9, 9, 8 is pretty decent for a deck like this, and we should be pretty happy that our mana is good enough to give that many. And then Cold Steel Heart, of course, effectively being making it, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, which is excellent. So I think this is fine. We can keep it just like this. And control, give me a control joke. Major Tom to ground control. Control. Do Ms. Jackson. How about Ms. Jackson? That's fine. I like the Control-Alt-Delete too, though. That's pretty good. Let's get going, though. Janet Jackson. Control. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Well, those are, I really referenced two songs there. One of her big hits was Control, and then was it Nasty Boys? I forget the name of the song with the Ms. Jackson quote, but what do I think of replicating Ring in constructed standard? It seems clunky, but I guess if you're expecting to play 8 more turns and do a bunch of big stuff, I could see it. I'm no standard guy, so my gut says I wouldn't have expected it. 3 mana for rock-based ramp in standard seems too slow, but of course, you're familiar with the polka medley version. All right, this seems fine. It's a little mana heavy, but we got the Doom Scar. And I'm going to keep. Going to save this takedown to try and be a spell, even though we don't even have anything to cast it on anytime soon. Let's just go with our... let's see, we've got... Probably put steel... we got to put this on white. We have a single white, so Cold Steel Heart on white is where we're going to go there. Yeah, Weird Al is on my bucket list of artists to see for sure. I have a pact with a friend of mine that if Weird Al comes back to Seattle after the pandemic, we're gonna hit it. Let's go like this and this on white. Doomscar is really cool that you can foretell it on 2 and cast it on 3. I mean, that's kind of the conceit of the card, that it's a full-on, effectively a 3-mana Wrath. But Oppo wasn't putting enough pressure on me to feel like we needed to do that. So we can take our time here, take a couple of hits, and then it's nice to see that our Doomscar should do some work eventually. I kind of like a... land, like play the red land and have vision up.
Behold,
there we go.
Behold! Whoa! Hell yes, whoa!
Behold the fixed scene. Hell yeah, fixed scene. All right, sorry, back to this. Yeah, I think we look to cast vision this turn, and just we can even drop pathway on red. Why not? Scare Oppo, all the colors. Could foretell Doomscar, but would rather have the vision up, and we don't even really need to foretell the Doomscar. Happy to cast this for 5 when Oppo presents us with a little more action to do so. Hopefully making him nervous with all of our open mana. Woe Strider. We'll take a look at the top and decide if we're looking to scar yet. I guess with Blood Chief's Thirst, we don't need to scar yet. We can take out one of their creatures with the Blood Chief and make them commit more to the board. Lay Claim is going to be good in a couple of turns. Maybe let them bring back the Woe Strider and then steal it as a 5/4. But here we can't really get anything but the Kenra though unless we play this on black, which we could totally do. So if we're not going to Doomscar, I guess I should do that. And then take out the Woe Strider. That could have been a reason to hold our red source until we were freer. But here we can just do a we can do the Realm Cloaked board wipe. Let's do that. Love that animation. That giant hand is sweet. Whoever did that giant hand, I tip my cap to you. Shark Typhoon. Well, we could cycle that, make a 3/3 flyer, and surprise block them. We could... I kind of like play the takedown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, and then if we untap, we could have a 7th land for Lay Claim, or we could hard cast the Typhoon, and then we hard cast the Lay Claim for a 7/7. So I think we can manage. This is not too much damage, and we do have another Doomscar behind, so let's play the takedown as land and then be prepared. I guess we could also foretell the Doomscar if we're not going to do that. So yeah, we'll foretell Doomscar, not using the mana. I don't plan to use the mana otherwise, so... Yeah, certainly cycling Typhoon and flashing in a blocker was on my list of possibilities, but I think Shark Typhoon could get us there for kind of game-winning effects. But let's see what happens here. We'll see what kind of pressure we're under after this turn. It's really going to affect how we approach next turn. We'd love to be able to play Shark Typhoon, but yeah, chances are it's like with this, I think we just have to. Yeah, Eternalize Earthshaker is notable too, for sure. So probably Doomscarring, unless we draw a land and decide to steal the Ox or something. Let's see. Got the Fountain. I think we play that tapped and we Doomscar. Got a Doomscar here though, right? And then this is going to hit us for 4, but we could steal it even after that. Or just play a big 7/7. I think if their play is to make a big ground creature, we go ahead and play the Realm Cloaked Giant and see if that lives. Although dangerous. we could easily go to 1 if they kill our Realm Cloak Giant. Executioner could exile the Earthshaker now. Yeah, so that's the question. What's the safest way to handle the situation? Neither of these straight up kill the Realm Cloaked, but we haven't played much for them to remove. If any of these 3 cards is creature removal, we're in pretty bad shape. So if that, yeah, we could do a 5/5 Shark. Execution is the way to deal with it now, but not the way to deal with these returners. I think I'm going to go Realm Cloak Giant. We're going to take a risk. This is risky. I acknowledge it, but also if all they have is a single removal spell, we're not dead. We're just in trouble. But I don't like our spot. I'm taking a pretty big risk on 1 big blocker.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
So now, probably have to play Executioner, threaten the exile, but have the Shark Typhoon, or we can just do this in exile. But we probably want to block and exile to make sure we don't just straight up die. And we do have a 2/2 Shark we could make with our remaining mana if we decided that was correct. We'll see. Go Wide is doing pretty good. Yeah, Woe Strider, let's see. Do we need to... So if they go for the Woe Strider, we need to exile the Mayhem Devil in response. But we can do that. Yeah, Giant does have Vigilance... But they just, let's see, 4, I mean, I guess 4, 5, 6, if they do what they need to do to kill it, we're happy. So yes, we should attack with the Giant, even though they have pretty reasonable chumps slash, reassembling skeleton or whatever, but give them a chance to make a mistake and put on enough here to trade. Sounds good. Citadel, if they're going to go their whole turn on that, we should just negate it. They can bring back the Ox. Let's see if they do that. All right, Massacre Worm is interesting. It kills the warriors, and it doesn't say tokens, so we could get them that way. Get a couple things dead. Then, although we could also just lay claim the Mayhem Devil so that they can't go off on sack effects if they bring back the old Woe Strider here. Oh yeah, I can't cast it yet. That's fair. We are a pretty greedy mana base, all things considered, but we can get there eventually. So yeah, okay. Well, that answers that. We're not doing that. Thanks for that reminder. And that means I think we do lay claim the Mayhem Devil so that they can't go off with a taking the Woe Strider, right? You want to hard cast the Shark? I just feel like we don't have time. If I take the turn to do that, which I'd love to do, this Woe Strider becomes very dangerous, like game-losingly dangerous with the Mayhem Devil. I think that was just... I think we had to do that. Yeah, I should have swung. Sorry, I'm being super, like, I'm on board control mentality, and I'm not even caring about their life total, but there's no reason not to attack with a giant there. Just being control focused and failing to miss and failing to get all the attacks in I should. Yeah, Cycle Shark Typhoon could be where we end up. You know, let's see if we find another black source for one thing. I watch my clock, 2104 to their 25, falling behind. No surprise there. Oh, interesting. So I didn't realize we get to like take advantage of them. Let's just pick off the tokens, I guess. I mean, we're hoping to do that with Massacre Worm, but we don't have the mana yet, so let's pick off the tokens. Oh, I didn't know there was a hard cast Sharknado meme. All right, we found our Massacre Worm mana. If we take 2 to play it now, I think that's pretty medium. I think we send certainly the Realm Cloak Giant and at least one of the flyers. Exile the Skeleton. I mean, do we care? I guess it chumps indefinitely the Realm Cloaked, but I don't think it's our big concern. I think we play the land tapped and don't play Massacre Worm this turn. And then the question is, do we make a huge flying shark and draw a card, or do you hard cast a Shark Typhoon now with nothing to trigger it? So I think we just wait, and I'm going to cycle this. If we had action behind for the Shark Typhoon, I would, but we don't know for sure. I mean, what if we have 2 lands and a creature on top? Hard casting the Shark Typhoon would be a disaster. So we're going to not be a disaster. That's the plan. At 5, I'm just keeping a little extra back. Now, does this come back? How big does this come back? +1/+1. So Ox comes back surviving Massacre Worm, which is too bad. Yeah, we kind of want more. That one reason to not ping tokens is that if we massacre them, we get some damage out of it, but we didn't know that. We didn't know we'd find our 3rd black source when we pinged the last one. And yeah, I'm still gonna ping. I mean, we are gonna do this next turn almost certainly, but maybe not. Maybe not. We could go face. I'm still on kill the tokens. Yes, we could go face. It's not that big a deal to add 1 more point. Yes, it could end up being the difference or whatever. I would rather give myself the chance to not play the worm next turn if we draw something else we want to do. Yeah, we are hanging on to this Executioner for these pesky escape creatures. Typhoon's going to make a 5/5 shark and draw us a card. That's pretty cool. That's a clock. So now we do have to decide how we want to handle this, because we could just execute the Ox right now. Or we could make the Shark Typhoon, the big shark, and then I guess with that play, we'll go ahead and execute the Ox and play Massacre Worm next turn. Maybe we'll find draws that actually do decide that we hardcast the Shark Typhoon. Ooh, let's go ahead and exile the Ox here. This is Scurry. I think we're dead. The sack deck gets there, although we do get to, like, yeah, I guess we're just dead. Good play, Oppo. Yeah, I know. There's nothing we can do, but we make them. We got to make them show us that they see it. That's all we're doing. I know what we would do. Let's make sure Oppo knows what they should do. And they know, so we move on. I will say Magic has been built in the last decade plus to have boards that withstand Wraths. Wraths has gotten much, much worse over the years in Magic. If you were like playing Magic, you're doing a cube 15 years ago, the yeah, the Wraths would be much better than they are today. Crippling Fear, though, seems fine. Doom Foretold. Why is that tempting? I mean, I guess we could get maybe some of their... But we don't really have the tools to keep this rolling. Yeah, they just get to... If we had the Skelly, this would be good in their deck, right? I mean, it's not good or bad. Like, I don't know. It would get some stuff on their side, but mainly you want to play Doom Foretold when you can do things to keep it going on your side without much penalty, and we just don't have the tools for that. Now, we don't have card draw unless you want to do Waker of Waves or yeah, this doesn't do it. Whale seems, yeah, Whale could come in and be something. Gotta watch time here. Agonizing Remorse is okay because of the Graveyard Exile. I don't know if Bounce 3 Things is good. I think we take out the Contempt. Too chunky against them. And then maybe even the Lay Claim, even though it did some work there. Whatever, I got to make some plays. I'm going to cut the 7-drop that was pretty clunky. He kept us alive for a while, but I would rather... another 30 seconds there, I'd probably make a better cut, but I didn't want to make no cuts. Didn't want that. Didn't want our sideboarding to be undone. Valky, interesting here on 2. We can grab something from them, from their hand that is probably important early. It's a non-bow with our Wraths because they get it back after, but it buys us some time. We're going to keep this at any rate. Can't Doomscar anytime soon, though, so that's another reason to be fine with this. Probably going to cycle this, play this, then cycle this. Thanks for that sub. Tier 1, welcome. Essence Scatter might be worth holding up here. Waker, this is not a sorcery speed effect, so we can play the Swamp, I mean, Valky, although we can take probably their turn 2 play and then know what we're holding Essence Scatter for. So actually, I'm still going to play Valky. Interesting. Blood Artist or Berserker? That's my daughter, Clara. Yeah, Berserker probably better, although Doomscar with a Blood Artist is going to give him a lot. Yeah, this is a problem, though. I'll take it. And we can turn Valky into it. That's another thing to consider. I don't mind giving us a Dragonkin Berserker. I think of this first and foremost as get it out of their hand, and I can forget, hey, you get to become that if you want. That's not bad. I mean, yeah, we just need our red source, and then we can do the dragon making. Play this on second black for the Gear Hulk and the various double black removals we have. And we are again in a spot where we can scatter or waker. So I'm going to do that rather than foretell any Doomscarring. Also, foretelling Doomscar is a big tell right now. So we're going to scatter that. Even though they can get it back later, it's a good get here. That's a bit rough, although we can hold for potential Lannery. Also, probably just need to dig for land, though. So I think maybe they get a Lannery. I'm going to send Valky, though. Not going to... We could threaten a block, I suppose. First strike block. Maybe that would have been interesting. Although, does Lannery have first strike? No. Yeah, so that could have been interesting. Actually leave Valky back, find another land, and activate to turn this into a first strike and maybe ambush them if they're not paying attention. But now that I've done this, I really want to go do our best to find a land. This is a land, so I'm going to take it. We really need to keep putting lands on the battlefield or we're going to be in trouble. But they do get a hasty Lannery and a treasure token this turn. To the extreme, I rock the mic like a vandal. Do you?
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Shield Breaker and a land, so yeah, it's good card advantage for them, but at least nothing devastating there. Hold on to this Gear Hulk so we don't get it shielded. Oh, if we can get there, Masker Worm ought to be nice. But now I'm on... maybe we do foretell the Doomscar. It's a ways off, but then we have Grasp on defense. All right, they're going for it. I'm going to call. I don't know if they've seen it, but we're going to call. I call. Untapped red source off the top. Not so much. Although Scry 2 could help us find some white for what else is going on here, or some black to set up, make sure we cast something next turn. So I'm going to hold here. And we have Emergency Grasp of Darkness, but really the plan is to activate Castle Vantress and solve our mana issues. Four in the yard for this Woe Strider, and it needs one more to be castable. Young Pyro. This is all fine if we can just find ourselves a third black source, right? Perfect card to find with Vantress would be our Blood Crypt, giving us a third black source for Massacre Worm and red to make dragons with. Come on, Blood Crypt, one time, dealer. Ooh, that's harsh. Harsh because I want both of these things, but we can't really pass this. We're gonna take it, and I'm gonna play it on the black side and get rid of their team, and we'll find red later. Oh yeah, sorry, I should have kept the white. You're right. I'm just excited by the... I think we win based on the black stuff in our hand, but I could have kept the plains for sure. I was just thinking in terms of finding our one black source and going to town. You like extend into it for a while? I don't know. I like I like Wreckham. With Grasp of Darkness and Noxious Gearhulk behind, feels good. Woe Strider is going to give him a chump, but we're going to Grasp that or Gearhulk that. And play this as white source at least, but we can attack first. Do we want to Grasp or Gearhulk? I guess Gearhulk uses the most mana, so let's just do that. And we'll do this before attacks, so we can send in both. They get double chumps, or they can sack here if they want. This is looking very good for us. They need to draw something excellent off the top for what we have on board to not carry the day, or carry the game. Not day is a little much. Game, though. Yeah, that's my crew right there, huh? Nightmare Shepherd, excellent, but we have a plan for that too. We're gonna Grasp it and try to get a scoop. Should be good, yep. Oh yeah, I don't know if Amy's participated in our gauntlet yet, but certainly we've traded a lot of raids. All right, so I hastily removed the lay claim Maybe that was correct. Do you want to bring the lay claim back? This was my last hasty cut before I could, you know, because I was running out of time. Expertise was suggested as a possibility. It has some play here for sure. You like the exile against escape? That's fair as well. Maybe over poison the cup? I think the expertise has it could do something. I just don't know if it's doing enough. You like, yes, Inscription of Insight. Yeah, I could do that. I like that. And maybe lay claim belongs out. It did some work in that first game, but pretty clunky, and they're not going huge. You want, you know, this is great against huge green stuff or whatever. Yeah, I think we just keep failing to schedule, but I should reach out to him again and try to get that done. Let's just send this. Espertron to open, Agonizing Remorse to yank something, and Languish to sweep. I like it. We need to find another black for the Languish, but we can foretell the poison. A lot to do here. Waker helps too. Yeah, different hunter. I'm just going to play Takedown as land, I think. I don't think we're going to be using this to kill anything anytime soon, so let's make it a land. Daredevil's solid, but hopefully we remorse away something critical here. Oops, remorse away something critical. Mayhem Devil, pretty critical. We're going to take that combo piece away and leave them with the Village Rites if they want to do that. Yeah, so I was starting to respond to that, but Hunter Pence is the former MLB player organizing this event, and our Hunter is my neighbor. Different guys. So, heading towards Languish makes me want to... Well, we're going to drop the island, but I really think we should just Waker at the end of their turn looking for the back-breaking Languish. They'll probably have Village Rites up. But we could also just Hanged Executioner and see what they want to do. They could be close to... Maybe we should foretell poison. Although next turn, I'm going to stick with my Waker plan. If we find a black source, it's going to be very good for us. And if not, maybe I'll regret not having the poison foretold. But we should be able at that point. Let's say we don't find the black source. Next turn, we foretell poison. And then on their upkeep, before they attack with Berserker, we can pick it off. So, okay. I feel that that makes me feel better. I just don't want to be facing dragons if we can help it. I'm imagining dragons and I don't like it. Well, I don't care if it's awkward to kill their Berserker. I care that the Berserker is dead. Fair enough, D. Let's go find a swamp and win this quickly. That works. right, they're going to get some action back from this, but this is obviously great for us. They'll have 3 fresh cards, but this is great. Rekindling Phoenix, very nice. We are going to, let's go Temple and Executioner, or we could go Executioner, hold up. I think we just actually go Temple, Foretell, Poison, and then next turn we have Executioner. Oh no, we don't have 7. I was thinking it was 7. So yeah, I'm gonna play Executioner this turn, and I'm gonna play Path on. Probably still need it on black, but so I'm just gonna play the Plains right now and Foretell the Cup. We do have double blue, although this provides blue, so Path is probably going to be on black, but we didn't need to do it yet, so I just gave myself a little time before making that call. Yeah, I could have kept up Grasp, but I don't feel like that was going to be our play. Really, they need to take out this Executioner. In fact, if I were them, I think I use Weaponize the Monsters to take out the Executioner before we execute. That's true. I guess they could do that instead. Yeah. Maybe they're looking to do it that way, but then we can drop and kill. So we're still going to do it, and then we can finish it off with either of our removal spells. So let's do. We'll make them do it, and then we'll still kill it. We'll get there. And now I like, let's put Pathway on black and Poison the Cup and do some scrying to help us set up for future turns. Or try. I guess they sack it, but at least it's dead. Yeah, no scry for us. Well, scry here and vision here should all be pretty good, though. Funny, good timing on taking us off that land, but we're still okay. We go Temple, Grasp. Ooh, Vraska's Contempt is fine. We'll keep that. Although it keeps us off of Massacre Worm, I like having the removal. And then we're going to find it with Vision anyway. For now, we take this out and pass. I didn't want them to untap with Weaponize. Combo. Well, they have the tools. Let's take the instant, though. Perhaps we can find them shields down enough at some point to get there. Shark Typhoon. Man, are we just going to be dead before we can get them? Probably cycling Shark Typhoon for a 4/4. Why hardcast? What do we get out of that? I guess we get a future 4/4. But you know, we could get a 4/4 and a card draw this turn right now. Yeah, I like seeing if they're going to tap out. I like holding up the Contempt. They know about it, but it says they can't tap out. They can't really tap below 2. Let's do this. Now they can tap out, but we also have to start blocking. I mean, this is bad. It's a bad sitch. Oh, sorry, I mistimed it. Just bad timing. Obviously not what I intended to do. Whoops. Weaponize is rough, but we did find some black. It's just in enter tapped. So now I think we just lose. Boo earns. This is good in their deck. Tough for us. And really, but really what got us was this Ruin Blaster. If we have a third black right now, we're okay. So now I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing to be done. I guess we make them... Well, we're pretty dead if they do it right? I mean... Untap and they can fire 2 at our face. And... Yeah, I mean... But let's face it, gang. If our line is Exile Shark, we're not going to win this game. But we can still Courtyard. Put this on red even, in case we get Valky. Not that it really matters. Again, we're on like block. It's not good, gang. Not good. Not good. Although they didn't throw the skeleton at us there. I guess they couldn't if they activate. Well, they could have. They could have activated the skeleton and then it would have been okay. Yeah, GUI. I think we're dead. And Blood Artist just made it all the more dead. We gotta see what they want to do. They could screw up still. Let's make sure they don't screw up. But yeah, I don't think it matters. Like, no matter what we do, they can win in response. Good work, Oppo. You got us. Ostensibly, that should be a decent matchup for us, but I think it does demonstrate what I was saying, that Wraths are kind of worse in modern Magic than they have been historically. Because they don't take care of everything forever. A lot of ways to recover from Wraths these days. And in that case, Wrathing killed us just from the cards they had. With the Sphinx of Foresight in the opener, we'll keep this on the strength of that plus couple of lands. I don't know what they were waiting for exactly, but certainly we could not do anything without them killing in response. So I think they were just kind of doing that. We're going to drop the Gear Hulk But we need lands. We could use some blue, but I'm going to keep both of these lands so that we keep trucking towards castables. You like keeping the Gear Hulk? We have removal, and I was already putting this Sphinx of Foresight and Negate pretty far away by keeping non-blue sources on top. I couldn't quite keep an uncastable, not blue source. And again, you know, our hand has some cards doing that job too, was my thought. That feels great. I'm going to play it now. Well, I guess I could play Executioner, but they're not showing us anything to execute. I'm going to get the Temple down because I want to see a second blue too. Blood Chief's Thirst. Again, we have cards in our hand doing this job. I'm going to put it away looking for Sphinx mana. Red-green suggests we could be seeing some size, making Massacre Worm less interesting, but sometimes green plays mana dorks that we could sweep away with a worm. I like that we have Contempt at the ready if they play some creature that is really scary, or even a Planeswalker. I like that we have something at the ready for that. They are not doing anything, though. This is probably going to have to come down on black, especially if we want to threaten the Contempt, which I do. We could also go take down, play Hanged Executioner. Curious what they're up to. I'm going to go ahead and play this on black, though, and I'm going to play the Executioner. And with playing the Executioner, I could have taken another turn to see if we find what we need, but like even if we find another source that could be black, like if we find another swamp, we're still going to want this to be on black because of the Massacre Worm. That's cool. Probably means they have something to protect, and we still have tools to manage that. Hydra is big. We have play Takedown tapped, and then we'd have Massacre Worm if we found another black source. Not that we would even want to cast that. Just thinking through the options. I'm going to send this flyer over, and I'll just play the planes here and hold up the Contempt. I don't even necessarily need to hold it up. Let's just get rid of this thing. This could be a matchup where we side out things like not pure, removal, although, hey, Starnheim Unleashed is our first pick. Do you remember when we took that? I do. Let's go take down as land and exile the foretell the Starnheim. And, well, we're going to take one smack, and that's okay. Maybe they'll put more out for the Languish. Languish doesn't get that either. So, yeah, probably have to take this out with the size that Oppo is showing us. I like Triome on land, though. We could cycle it, but I think we want that red, and we want the Massacre Worm mana. Have blue? No blue, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can wait and get 3 angels at least here, and maybe get something on the... We can just languish 2. You got 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they could play a land and cast something, and the Sword Tooth starts attacking. Although languishing doesn't change anything because Thragtusk produces a replacement. So maybe no attacks. We even consider chumping here. But I'm trying to figure out if I languish. And I'm going to be greedy and not languish right now. It also lets us keep up negate. Shark Typhoon. Super interesting. Now I think I can, well... The thing is, if we languish, we create a 4/4 that we then kill. If we hard cycle it... Actually, I'm just going to languish now and hold up negate. Although negate doesn't look to be the thing here. They're very creature-centric, it seems. And do we want to cycle Shark Typhoon? Nah, we'll just hold on to it for now. Remorse is kind of interesting. Where does that leave us? I was just going to Starnheim, make 3 angels. But Remorse does give us an alternative plan. And could give us a nice peek at what's going on here. We're pretty low, though. I think we go ahead and Starnheim for max, and then see about Remorsing next turn. Typhoon, Remorse. Oh, you want to cycle? Make a... Well, if we cycle Typhoon, we get a 3/3, which I guess trades with the Beast, but I'd rather do this. Well, we don't even get more value next turn. Like, we're 2 lands away from getting more value, so... Let's try the Mythic and see what happens. Five color action, base green 5C from Oppo. If they swing in, we'll certainly offer a double, if not triple block. Probably just triple block the Sword Tooth. Well, negate can counter the second sun, so we have a plan for negate now. Kind of a weird inclusion for such a deck, but all right. We have our Foresight mana now, but let's go ahead. Oh, we didn't even have an island yet, so we don't have it until next turn, but let's Remorse. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we can actually Shark Typhoon. Oh, it's a cast trigger. That is bad then. So let's read cards, right? Wonder if we can do something to get their white source. Do we have any land destruction? No, this... Yeah, I wonder if there's... Yeah, we're kind of... Wait, let's look at it again. If the spell was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach to the Second Sun this game, you win the game. Yeah, it's not a cast trigger. It's what happened. It's what it looks at if it resolves. No, it's good. And I'm going to go hard cast Typhoon. Oh, sorry. I got distracted again. The rope scared me. I forgot we had Vigilance. They should be... that's a huge punt. They should be 12 mana. 12 damage less. But with the negate ready for their approach... And that will work. Hopefully we can still recover there. But I was just panic math. The rope wore down on me and I made a panic punt. Stupid ropes always making me antsy. Let's see if 12 damage costs us. They should be at, what, 21? I don't think it will. Feels like this is either going to be we take over and win, or they get around us and we don't do it in time. It's probably unlikely that that damage ends up mattering, but it matters to my sense of pride at trying to do stuff. All right, that's interesting. So now... this is just gone. We gotta go, I think, here. How do we want to do this? Wait. Is this till end of turn? Sacrifice it. Okay, so we could just go to 1. What happens if we go to 1? Can we gain any life? Not really. Pretty dangerous. Yeah. That's really the choice. Double block the 8-1 and take 5, or just take the... yeah, we can't remorse if we go to 1. That's true. I don't even know if we want to. But this is probably right. Let's do this. I know I don't want to lose the Angels either, but... I think this is okay. We can make some blockers. We want this on red or black. Do we have the black? We have the red and the black. We have the blue. So probably actually you want extra blue so that we can activate Castle. And yeah, Agonize is going to pain us, but let's do it. And we still have the negate up, or we can play the Sphinx. We don't need to gate up yet. We know what that's for. So let's Agonize and Sphinx. Well, exiling that, solid, right? They can't do the backside of it, and we get the Sphinx. Poison's fine. In fact, we'll probably foretell it and kill this thing on their upkeep. But we can't do it all if we want to massacre. Got several draw steps before the approach gets here. And I'm going to go ahead and send Sphinx and Angel. Could probably send this to... I don't want to go to no blockers. I mean, this gives us 2 with the Angel and the Shark. And then I do like foretelling the Cup here. we get to pick this off before they draw, so we know that's going to happen, and then we get to set up the scry. And we still have negate. Although we know what negate's for. Essence Scatter is a fine companion to the negate, given Oppo's deck. See what they get here, though. Well, Essence Scatter, you're a touch late. A touch late. And the 12 points matters. Although, this is maybe not even the worst. Like, are we okay? Let's see, we'll find out. Because, I mean, we have the library to withstand one attack. We just have to win in... no, I guess we have to win next turn. We go to 20 and then we draw an empty. But pretty disappointed in myself. Missing one attack is the difference between lethal and not just now. I predicted it wouldn't matter, but it is. It looks like it's gonna. Let's go dig. And neither of these get the job done anymore, so let's go look for something that does. Probably should have, I missed a scry there. Like, I should have set a stop because we do have the, oh, Contempt was already in the yard anyway. I think we, it sure is good to have you here, D, saying after I say that cost me, to have you tell me it cost me. Really appreciate the follow-up of exactly what I just said. Yeah, right now, if they were at 5, we win target game. I'm sad. Oh, we're out of it. What do you mean we're not out of this yet? They attack us. How do we win? Did I miss a win? That would be classic, but I don't see how you feel we win. We're at our library's at 20. They attack and mill us for 20. So that was why I thought we were dead. No. 20. Right there, 20. Yeah, 10 cards we could survive. Don't see much changes, though. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like losing that way. Makes me feel badly. Although, again, it, somewhat of a streaming thing where I think if I'm not streaming, that's not a punt I make. Too bad. I don't know what this takedown has really done. I kind of want to take out the takedown. Languish, they did end up showing us some ramp. This is what I was thinking would be reasonable for Languish, but they didn't show much of it. But we could just make something, make a Waker that's at least just big. Maybe that's better. Expert Tutelage is not going to win a... Yeah, let's just run this. That's fine. Whale a little bit better than the Languish. All right. Shake it off and win a couple, Ryan. Shake it off and win a couple. We can keep this on the strength of Cold Steel Heart on blue, opening up our hand. The Massacre Worm's pretty far away, but the Doomscar is nice to see, and we already have the double white for that. Need to find some more land, though. Might have to cycle this if we don't. But it probably will just foretell the Doomscar. Here's another land. We'll play as land. And foretell. Archive, powerful stuff. Valky, pretty powerful. Do you want to Valky or just save Doomscar for future troubles? Let's play Valky. It probably ends up being both. Dryad. Cool. Valky becoming Dryad, not the worst either. Lets us cast everything. We get to do that next turn. Might need to cycle the Lay Claim. They're not showing much to worry about. Maybe they just pick off Valky with the Perforoses. We'll see. But no need to cycle the Lay Claim now. We can decide if we want to. If they give us a chance to untap and turn Valky into the 2/4, I think I will. Especially if we draw the lands for it. Although maybe it's not even doing that much. Like, it's not letting us play lands off the top of the library or anything. It's just letting us play extra lands, which we don't even have. All right, they're going for the kill anyway. That's fine. We got to see their hand. They're going to put some more out. Maybe we can get to... Massacre Worm levels. We can also just Doomscar right away if we want. Yeah, love the idea of Lay Claiming an Ulamog down the road. Gotta watch for the integrity side here. It's not really why this card is in the cube, but +2/+2 could save Caryatid from Massacre Worm, for example. All right, that's cool. We need some more land, like the black, getting us more towards the Massacre Worm. Play this tapped. I like, we're not under too much pressure here. Let's let them commit to the board more before we do anything about it. Did we have the mana to scatter the Dryad? Maybe I just missed that even as a possibility because I was thinking about doing something else with it. Oh well. I probably wouldn't, though, with the Doomscar. But it was a mistake not to think about it for sure. I didn't even pay attention. No attacks from Oppo. Were they worried about something from us? I don't know. I don't know what that was. So now we can Waker, and I like Waker looking to the future. And I want to Waker now because if we get land, we're going to want to play it. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I could have been worried about settle. That's an interesting thought there. I like that Sphinx, but I like the pathway more. We're going to take the land I wanted and play it on black. Well, I'd love to lay claim it, but instead we have to scatter it. It is scatterable, right? It can be countered, but they just get the thing. They just get the thing. Probably need to cycle the lay claim now too and look to rebuild our lands. Although we do have the Wrath, so that's cool. We're not casting lay claim for quite a while though, so let's do that. If we get a land, we can foretell. It looks like we don't get the land, but let's go ahead and scar it here. Yeah, because I'm playing kind of quick. I don't know. That felt okay, but let's go draw now with Inscription. Find the lands we need to fix our sitch. There they are. Do we want both of those? Yeah, those are even in the right colors in that way. Could do takedown here though if we don't think we're going to use it as a spell. Ulamog's indestructible, so Doom Scarring wasn't going to get it. Yeah, let's do this as land. Next turn we have Gearhulk taking out Thraggy. The cards off the archive are going to be a tough one for us. Ugh. Also tough. Yipes. Although Gearhulk still solid here. Not as good as it was a second ago, though. Note that it's a leaves battlefield clause, not a death trigger, so even exiling with contempt doesn't stop the 3/3 from showing up. Man, we are getting out-carded big time. Well, see you at 4 o'clock, having not won a game or whatever. I guess we won one game, right? Here, really, we know what's up. They've got the integrity that could win combat. Let's see what else is going on here. It's really just the integrity. But, so given that, let's at least take out the... well, let's make them use the integrity, right? Like, this way they have to use the integrity, so let's do that. Yeah, I'm streaming the sweatsuit invitational D, but you'll probably be sleeping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much of it is black? 1, 2 black sources. Can't even cast the Massacre Worm. We can foretell Starnheim and Contempt. Looks like that's our best play. And make sure we have the black to Contempt, and we do. Could also foretell Poison the Cup and Poison. This gets us a little life. This gets us a scry. So that's the consideration there. Let's go with the scry. That could help us. Oh, I tried to make a stop, but the game advanced before I clicked. Sure, why not? Active frickin' Field of Dead, because this is my life now. I don't know, but I figure if we're spending a turn killing the Sword Tooth, scrying can't hurt. So there's the land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We already have the 3 Starnheim angels. So we need 2 lands to get more angels. We can also probably don't need either of this is the bottom line. Let's see if they go for a Gigantor Hydra. In which case, we may need to do something like Contempt the Hydra and make 1 angel. Not looking great here. I don't know, I'm certainly not playing my best today, but this is exactly how Cube's been going for me this time around. Everything I try just seems to fall flat. I'm really having trouble doing anything at Cube right now. So obviously we're going to Contempt that. Triome tapped sets us up to potentially Massacre Worm or make even more angels, but I don't think we even have time for that. We're probably making 1 angel and exiling Hydra, and then we're at least not dead. And then we can follow with Massacre Worm, killing any 2/2s they make, and then there'll just be a 3/3 left over. So that's what we'll do. But yeah, this has been a real rough Cube run for me. I just, nothing I've done feels like it works right now. And we could let him untap. I don't see what that does for us. I'm going to get it while shields are relatively down. Maybe we could trick him into some sort of ill-advised attack or something, but I'm just going to go with my basic heuristic, which is if you're not sure, get it dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Yeah, hold, but we're just dead. Like, when your opponent has an active field of dead, it's just tough times. Because now they're either drawing gasoline or gasoline. One of the two. It's also why I fear it so much on the in the Gauntlet, even though I've generally done well in the Gauntlet. Cube is just the swingiest of formats, and that always scares me the most. Yeah, like I said, it's not about the results, it's about the potential. As much as I've had good results, it's also the format where I fear the results could be the worst. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go take a nap. So perfect. So perfect. Well, boo. Frustrating. A lot of that is my own making. I did not play my best Magic today, but still frustrating. Maybe more frustrating. I'm going to have another draft to cheer me up, but in a few hours from now. So I'm going to lick my wounds and say goodbye to YouTube friends. That sucked. I mean, what, they give us another... I could play again? I guess... Oh, I thought we were done. One game... Oh, we can play one more. All right, sure. Great. There's even a... I was thinking in terms of regular set traditional, right? In Kaldheim traditional, we'd have nothing to play for right now, so I was thinking we were done. But we have something to play for. I'll keep playing.
You know what happened with the DRE?
That's funny. I didn't know Raptor was hiding underneath there. I can't hear my memes, so I saw the free Behold last time I saw, but I didn't hear that there was a Raptor lurking beneath. Yeah, all right, I'll keep. Before I learn how I'm losing this one. Maybe I should just take this takedown out and put a plains in. I've not even come close to casting it, and it's been a tapped plains basically every time. Don't have a high creature density. I mean, we can get there, but this isn't exactly a takedown deck. All right, well, I like Swamp Agonizing Remorse over the Valky. Interesting. Let's cut them off from their turn 3 play here, and then we can come back with the Valky to get the Karuga. Oh, you want the escape? I was just taking the next thing they could play. We have a negate for the escape. Let's go ahead and Temple for the Scry. Do we need that? Probably need it. We just need so much black in this deck, and we've got 2, but we can. Do we want that land? Maybe I need to be greedy and not take the land. We're pretty land heavy, and we don't have our worm yet anyway. So I'm going to actually scry that away. And can't hold up negate. We don't have blue out, and they can't play this next turn. Oh, there they can. Sorry. Oops. Whoops. Well, so now what should I do? I can, let's just poison the Rishkar, or can't do that either. Whoops! Whoops! Yeah, let's Valky although I almost want to give them this to play next turn. I'm going to say, I could Valky, but I'm going to go ahead and just foretell and hope that they play the Karuga over the escape card. But that was another screw up. I'm just off my game today. Hopefully I'm better by this afternoon, but I'm making some silly mistakes, not thinking things through. My plan was all well and good until they played a ramper I didn't think about. All right, so now what are we fighting against? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana. Well, a bunch of their stuff is spell-based. I doubt they go for Kogla on this board. We can take Kogla out of... Oh, that's exile, so we can't even Valky it away. So now I like Pathway. No, we don't need double blue. We keep up Poison and Negate, and that's pretty good. And for that, I think I just play the Plains since we can do both of those plays. Just trying to figure out which land, and the Plains make sense to me. I like Poison the Cup if they play a creature, and Negate if they play one of those big spells. And, you know, they have to basically do this now. So they're looking to go do something real big from their big pull. It's really good that these were all huge, because they only get one of them, and we can answer whichever one they choose. Right, true. That's why I thought, well, I kind of screwed up, but I really expected him to go for the Karuga. So we'll take it. Grasp and Essence Scatter both seem good. Essence Scatter gets the Karuga, so does the Grasp. But the Grasp gets the Rishkar. We can just get everything. I'm gonna leave Essence Scatter on top, though, so we can counter Karuga next turn. Or we could go, we could fetch it from their hand with Valky, but now I'm kind of like waiting and seeing if we can't cast the Tibalt side of Valky. You like Steel? The other thing is, if you take this and flip it, you don't get the ETB, so really we steal a 5/4. I'd rather just let him try and cast it. And on that front, I'm going to go Fountain tapped. And no, I'm going to pay 2 life so that we have both Negate and Essence Scatter up. But I'm going to hold off on Valky, see if we can't do the Tibalt side, or play it if we don't have anything else to do. Grasp. Playing that on black, of course. We can just Gear Hulk instead of bothering with the Grasp, which I like. Although Grasp gives us Negate, which is also nice. So, torn on that front a little bit. I think I'm going to go Grasp, since we can actually grasp this thing, and then hold up Negate. Oppo with something. Do we care about that? I'm going to say no. That's more powerful early on. They scryed to the top. Let's see if we pick something off here with Negate or follow with the Gear Hulk. Only 2 blue. We can't Sphinx and Negate, but we can Valky and Negate. So let's try Valky now. I'm going to give up on the Tybalt plan, and perhaps, depending on what we see, we might Sphinx after this. By the way, I like that they changed the payout structure here to give us motivation to play the 3rd game. I think it's a failing of traditional draft of regular sets on the system that it does not give you any reason to play your 3rd match if you've lost 2. All right, swing and a miss on that stuff, but Negate sure looking good. We're going to pass, decide what we want to negate, but I'm going to look for another blue source before we do. Hopefully we can Sphinx and protect it. And I almost don't care about this. Like, okay. That's fine. These are more impressive things to negate. Yeah, they kind of give us another shot to both find something with Valky, to make Tybalt instead. They were just looking to draw a card. Now if they find a creature, they're kind of forced to cast it, in which case we get the Noxious Gear Hulk response. That doesn't seem worth it. I like, we'll let that Florahedron live, and now we get Sphinx with the negate up. I mean, they got a counter, and they can go for that. Basically, we trade Negate and Sphinx for the 2 cards they have left in their hand, and then we're the ones with Gear Hulk and Valky while they're drawing off the top. Look at the top X, looking at 4, putting 2 into hand. So this is a spot where are we countering this or are we countering what they draw? I'm fine with just countering this, and then it puts them on having to intervention our Sphinx, and then I think we're in pretty strong shape. I don't really care if they kill the Sphinx. We have a great follow-up. I want to encourage them to use their X spell on the Sphinx. All right, can we Gear Hulk and Starnheim? Can't quite Starnheim and Gear Hulk, but we're gonna Gear Hulk it. Going right for that. Now we're gonna put away the Unleashed. Oops, put away the Unleashed. And we could blow up the world. I don't see why we would, though. We can actually just win this race currently. certainly can win this race after we unleash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An 8th land doesn't get us an extra angel. Currently, we get 3. And 3 is lethal, and they got no flyers. So, yeah, we're going to put them to the Starnheim test here. They need a sweeper of their own, basically. We got 2 lethal flyers, so they need just kill a lot of things. Well, what did we do last turn? I feel like, I mean, we could have only have played Starnheim for 1 angel without foretelling it. Maybe I'm misremembering what just happened, but I thought we basically dumped this as soon as we could to get multiple angels. What was our play on 2 last turn? One angel, yeah. Maybe it ends up being the same kind of situation in terms of what they needed to get out of it. We're looking at kind of teamer good stuff. Teamer ramp, teamer big stuff. Yeah, will it let us do that? I like taking out the takedown. And then Waker is just big. At least it can be threatening on the ground against this big stuff. Yeah, if they're not putting much out there, Doom Foretold, even picking off one thing could be decent. But over what? Like, what are we cutting for that? I guess Languish is picking off their ramp stuff, but maybe Languish can go out and something, and we can try the Foretold or the Expertise. If they're going for some big thing, we can bounce. I think we can try this, though. I'm in, Hat. If it doesn't work, we blame Hat. Nice and easy. Well, we sure get to find out. We're keeping. Yeah. I don't know how you can't really throw this back. It's got the kind of thing we're looking for. Foretell the Doomscar. Some ramp for Oppo, and with Essence Scatter, I think we hold off on foretelling the Doomscar. Let's just present all of our mana options and have the scatter available. I don't think it's that great, but I'm gonna take this opportunity to use my mana. Doom Foretold now kind of just picks off a Guardian Idol. So, not the best. But getting rid of some of their ramp, also not the worst. I don't know. Certainly doing a foretelling of this, though. You know, we tip our hand a bit with the foretell cards in Cube especially. when you're playing in Kaldheim, there's so many of them, it could be a lot of different things. But in Cube, again, in the second game, you kind of know what's up. This enters tapped. Do we want to Doom Foretold here? Nah. Not loving how this is playing right now, but I'm also gonna wait on Doomscar. It's only 1 damage. Let's play that and pass. Or not 1 damage, only 1 attack is what I meant. We can, if they play add to the board more, we can Doomscar after. Yeah, so this is all right. 1 more creature. Come on, 1 more creature. You know you want to. Nope. They got mana up. It's possible they stop us from doing our thing. But I'm gonna make him have it. Well, they've got a pause, but it could be the idle, right? This is, yeah, idle can become, so pause is explained by idle. Go ahead, activate it, please. Use all your mana, Duck. Use all your mana. That's what they say. Now, Triome helps us cast Massacre Worm, but we are pretty good on lands otherwise, although we need all of these to do a lay claim. I'm just trying to figure out if we're playing Triome as land here or holding. I'm going to hold for another turn, but if we want to lay claim on 7, we need to decide on Triome next turn. Yipe. Look at that action. I'm gonna lay claim something. I would love a basic so we don't have to, so we can cycle this Triome or, you know, some land, but no luck on that front. We could, so now I'm gonna go Triome for sure, because we may be stealing something next turn. And I could Doom Foretold to get the Guardian Idol. But Executioner sets up to deal with, like, the big, scary Ashaya. Yeah, let's play the Spirit. I like it. Does not make what to do with all this action super clear. Yeah, I think lay claiming Ashaya ought to be pretty good for us. Let's try that. Here's our land showing up a little late. Could have held the Triome after all, but we didn't know at the time. Well, if the matchmaking is good today, Duck here is having our kind of event, looking to find a first win with an underperforming deck. So hard to see how good your cube deck is. There's so much power in all decks. It feels a lot like it's heavily matchup dependent. You know, there's a lot of, since we are drafting constructed decks in cube more so than we would be in a traditional format, the rock, scissors, paper nature of constructed bleeds into cube as well, and part of your rough run troubles that you or me or anybody might be having in cube is just, yeah, your deck had some fine things in it. It just matched up terribly with what your opponent was doing. All right, let's send in, see if they've got something for their own Ashaya. A lot of mana up here, so I'm thinking they probably do. But I'm also cool with Doom Foretold sacking our Hanged Executioner to keep the pain train going for them after they sack their idol. All right, well, Oppo seems to be tanking a bit. I can't tell what it means, but we're going to find out how it goes. Let's swing. That's what we wanted. Yeah, I'll do the Doom. You can always sacrifice Doom Foretold to itself as well. Sometimes you're forced to. Ugh, we gave it to him. Let's see. We could exile the Ashaya, but we can do that. Doesn't matter when. Counter spell, return permanent to its owner's hand. What's getting returned? Oh, they're just they should return the Ashaya. I'm surprised they're returning our late claim. All right. Because we can use the Executioner here if we need to, or look to late claim Ashaya back. Yeah, maybe? Snakeskin Veil, something? Maybe we just try and Gear Hulk the Ashaya and lay claim something else. All right, well, this happens. Do they gain life? No. Oh, I should have actually exiled this, then they wouldn't have drawn any cards. I'm off my game today, jeez. It's like I'm not reading or something. That's interesting, though. All right, kind of still works out. I mean, we get to exile Ashaya here and then steal Vivian instead. I mean, it's a fistful of cards they got, though. I don't really care about that, but maybe I should. Depends on what they've got going on behind.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Interesting spot. We take Valky. But do we play Valky? We can play Valky and see what we're up against. Or we can wait and play Tybalt. But is it even what we want to do? Like, we want to win target game. All right, well, We'll do that. Well, that's my exact fear. By living a little, we die. Let's live a little, cast Tybalt, and then have it not do enough before we are just dead. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can almost do it all. I think we just Realm Cloaked now, though. Should have plussed Vivian first. Know what we're up to.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Sphinx of Foresight or Angel of Sanctions. We can play, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can play either one. Angel of Sanctions. Okay. Weird. Oppo, you had a fistful, but okay. I guess I slow played my opponent into giving up. Well, what an kind of anticlimactic way to get one win off this deck. But we did get one win. Wah, wah. Well, I guess they know they're screwed. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to beat that Tybalt, I think, is my thing. Like, the Tybalt only does so much when we're down that low on life. So, but yeah, not surprising that the winless bracket would have someone scooping and done. I was almost scooping and done myself. As it is, we notched one medium win, and now I'm done. All right, now I'm going to say goodbye. Rocket saying goodbye. I'm sure that's what dog language is speaking right now. So, thank you for hanging out. Cube is rough. It can be great. It can go horribly. Often it seems like your cards don't matter to whether it goes great or horribly, but obviously that's not true. Drafting Cube is a skill, even if the games play out a bit more rock, scissor, papery than what you're used to in a regular set. So thanks a lot for hanging out, YouTube friends, and look for the Sweatsuit Invitational up after this on YouTube. And for my live friends, I'm going to be back in about 4 hours from now. 4 hours and some change. I'll hop back on for the Sweatsuit Invitational. So we'll look to see you back there, and see you, YouTube buds.